Hey guys, this is Aaron with Shop Fix Academy coming at you with a video about marketing versus advertising. So, here's how this works out. I want to do this video because I feel it is something that's gravely misunderstood in the auto repair world. I don't feel like we really get into marketing and advertising at a level that we need to, even though we are so dependent on it. We instead put all the focus on how to fix a car, and sadly that leaves us no room on understanding how to market how we can fix a car. So I think the owners should start learning more about marketing, and we should let our technicians handle everything when it comes to repairing our cars, but that's a conversation for another day. So we're going to get right into it. So there's something you need to know about, and they're called friction points. And friction points are a huge deal for me, because these friction points, that's when anybody has a chance to jump off the ship, jump out, and not stay in the path that I'm trying to create for them. So let's say you send a customer a direct mail piece and it lands in their mailbox, right? So in this mailbox it lands, there's a little flag and the door's open, and they come and they grab this direct mail piece. So they're standing there and they're holding this direct mail piece, right? And this guy standing here, he's a skinny dude. He's looking at this direct mail piece and it has an offer on it. He's looking at that offer. He's trying to decide what he's going to do with that offer. As he's looking at that offer, he goes, maybe I'll get my car fixed, maybe I won't. He goes back and he talks with his wife about it. The wife then, he hands it off to her. He says, why don't you take the car to this place? Once she looks at it and she says, okay, I'm going to go over here to this shop, I'm going to go check them out. She goes to grab this. She's not read everything on it, and it's in a part of town she just doesn't like much, or the map isn't very good, very well laid out. Or if it's like my wife hates maps. She just wants an address. She just wants navigation to tell her, and the address isn't written in bold. What happens is this becomes a friction point. The wife doesn't know how to get there. Another one. If you don't lay it out simple and have a picture of the outside of the shop, so the direct mail piece just has your title, and your shop is ugly, you don't want a picture of it. I get it, throw a coat of paint on it, you need a picture of it. So if you don't have a picture of the outside of your shop, they look at that and they go to drive down the road and they don't see that building because it's not even on here. It creates another friction point. They show up at your shop, you don't do any kind of financing. You don't have any kind of 0%, I don't know, same as cash, 90 days, whatever the term is that your company uses. There's a million of them out there, but you don't have that. So basically, I'll just say no repair loans for an easy way to explain all of it. That creates another friction point. If you don't have loaners or an ability to get them one, a friction point. If you don't have just a nice facility, if they pull into the parking lot and they go in going, and they still go in because they're there and they're committed, but they don't really like it because the outside's ugly. And I just say curb appeal. What happens is you create another friction point. Here's the crazy part about this. All these friction points along this little treasure map, if you will, cause them to have a decision. And every decision causes them to doubt and put more against you when it comes to the final decision to get their car fixed. Excuse me. So what happens is, right here, they look at that situation and they say, you know what? I'll still push through. It's going to be a good experience. They get here, I'll still push through. It's going to be a great experience. They get here, I'll still push through. I'll still push through. I'll still push through. And then you wonder, why are they so upset at you now that you're telling them their car is going to need to be at your shop 3 more days? And you're so frustrated. But when you don't understand this concept, if I need to get all my stuff, you've just created another place for them to get freaked out and jump off. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things have gone wrong. Now, you may not be aware that your shop is ugly. You may not be aware that this particular customer would have liked a loaner, and you could have just gotten a rental car from anybody if you don't have loaners. You may not be aware that this particular customer needed a 90-day same as cash or wanted the option. You may not be aware that they would have loved to have had a picture of your shop on the flyer, or that they had to hand it off to the spouse and the male in the family found it first and handed it off to her, or the female found it and she tells him what to do and he found it. And now he has to go over there. You don't know what the situation is. But the point is, you created all these friction points, and these friction points now have given them opportunity to make decisions against your business. That's the mind-blowing part. You can't have this all stack against you. You have to have as little friction points as possible. Why? Because we want it easy to do business with us. Every time. It's got to be as easy as possible. If you don't focus on this and you don't think about, what am I causing my customer to do? Am I causing them to jump through hurdles? If you don't process this from their mindset, you think, oh, they just shopped all around, they're looking for the cheapest price. Guys, that's maybe 20% of our customer base. The rest of them are not. We think that they care. The only reason they ever bring up price is because they went through a bunch of hurdles that we screwed up on beforehand. They went to try to set up an appointment on our software, on our website, and it kicked back, it didn't work. And we didn't know. It just didn't work that time. They never said anything. They also called and they talked to somebody at the front counter, and the customer, one of our staff said they'd call them back the next day. And our staff forgot, and they called the next day, they don't repeat it, and one of our staff answers, takes the appointment, then they show up. You don't know. That's the whole issue. I mean, how many times have you called a restaurant, a bakery, or whatever, and several times things went wrong and you got there, then the experience was pretty good, but you're just so frustrated, it made a pretty good experience just okay. But you don't tell that person. It never even gets to the owner. I mean, you're down here at the employee level. I mean, a lot of you got shops with 7 to 20 employees in one building. And if you've got a big shop with that many employees, you know how many times you're not going to hear this kind of crap? It's going to get down your low-level employees. The first responded, you know, the GS, the guy driving the van, he's hearing it. I'm not saying low-level like they're unimportant. I'm just saying the initial people that touch your customer. And then when they get to the front counter, they might complain to them, but they may not ever repeat it. It's crazy how much goes down in our shops that we never know about. And even if you've got a small shop with 3 or 4 people, the same thing can happen. All the time it happens. I'll have shops that tell me, this is what's happening, blah, blah, blah. And we'll go and we'll shop them, and that's not what's happening at all. Guys, come on. Friction points. You got to kill them. You got to get them out of your shop. If you can understand this concept and realize that you need it to be as slick as possible, I'll go to the next level with it. These friction points really help bring together how marketing works. So you may be going, how does this have to do with marketing and advertising? So let me go to this next level. If I can get this. Can't do this two-handed. So what ends up happening is that a customer comes in through the power of marketing. They are pre-sold. Customer comes in through the power of advertising. I just did 2 A's. I'm used to writing my own name. Just ignore that, folks. Just ignore that. Just a little goofy looking. So, marketing, they come in pre-sold. Advertising, they come in interested. Let's take it another level. One more level. So basically, at the advertising level, the customer has, I want to just break this down to the bare bones. Just follow me. The customer I don't want to use interested. The customer has interest. This customer comes in, and this particular customer is ready to demand your product. And what does this do for the business? For your repair shop. So your shop, and we're drawing the window and the front door, garage doors. So here's your repair shop. This particular repair shop can have 2 things for it. It can have either demand for its product, or it can have interest in its product. When you have demand, there's no selling involved. When you have interest, if you really stop and think about it, all you do is sell all day long. Now, don't get me wrong. Somebody could come in off the street and you got to sell them. They weren't brought through your marketing funnel that we teach. However, if they come in based off of your marketing funnel and they've been receiving the ads that we tell you to run, and you've been marketing to them over and over and over, what it does is it creates demand. And that demand then becomes something that you don't even have to sell. So understand, this is, when I say this is just a rule of thumb. You're going to have times you've got to sell, but I think you understand what I'm talking about. You're not going to have to push your product because your parking lot's jammed up. The shop's jammed up. You're just packed. People are going to look around and go, this guy's awesome. This guy's shop knows what the heck they're doing. They are slammed every time we come over here. I mean, don't even question anything they say. If they say do it, do it. That's what happens. It creates authority. When a customer sees you have authority, you're then able to convince them to do something. You ever wondered why when they show up and your parking lot's empty, you can't get anybody to fix anything? That's why. Have your own employees pull their cars in the bays, right here at the door, butt sticking out, half in the parking lot, half in the shop, so it kind of kills two birds with one stone, because if it goes all the way in the shop, they may not see it. If it's all the way out front, then what happens if it's in a parking spot, they can see the shop's empty. See, I like it where it's half in the shop and half out. So you can see cars in the parking lot, kind of tricks the eyes a little bit, and you can see cars in the shop. And if you do that, you sell from a position of strength. But authority is what gives you the ability to make crazy demands from your customer. And what do you mean by crazy demands? To be able to call up your customer and go, this is what it needs, it's going to be $1,500, take it or leave it. You say it more polite than that, and they go, okay, fix it, Bob. And you're like, oh, well, crap, that's great. I don't know how I'm going to get it done. We're so jammed up. But you worry about that later. That's what happens. It creates authority. Authority is so powerful. No one gets this part. They all say, Aaron, how come you're able to take your Eurofix and do what you do with it? The customers are so good, they don't get it. We've built authority in the marketplace. I've convinced everybody I'm the expert on this. It's just like you have to, in your marketplace, in that little suburb that you live in, convince them that you're the man. You're the woman. You got to figure it out. You know what to do. When you look down here at demand or interest, which one do you want? If you want interest, keep advertising, which is just branding, basically. Hey, $5 off, come on down. Demand, it's an irresistible offer that piques curiosity, that causes the customer to fall in love with your business step by step by step. The ad actually is part of a larger campaign. It's part of a larger process to convince them that they need to have favor towards your business. And if they have favor, unmerited favor towards your business, what happens is they get in there and they just do what we call key dropping. They just, well, it dropped on the floor. That didn't work. They just drop it right there on the counter and they're key droppers. And they leave. So when you stop and you think about, how do I get more key droppers? I have to get more people that want my service. And when other people see other people want my service, that makes them want my service. And then it starts, everybody fighting over it, which creates demand. So what do you want? Demand or interest? Marketing creates demand. Advertising creates interest. You want to learn marketing? Basically get in our course, learn more. If you're not in our course already, if you're already in our course, keep coming to the meetings, because this is where I dive deep into this stuff. Marketing is it. Marketing is it. I'm telling you, you don't care about advertising. All you want is marketing.